1.
Alright, now what we're going to do is look at adding rational numbers. And I think before we look at adding rational numbers as such, we're going to look at the concept of adding in total. Adding is a combining process. Whether you're adding rational numbers, whole numbers, fractions. Basically what it is a combining of like things, things that are the same. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind as we look at several different possible types of rational numbers. If you recall back in primary grades, you were probably given something to this effect. 279 plus 4 plus 31. Now, way back then, what your teachers had you do is to work a question of this sort. They probably had you columnize the numbers, and they had you columnize the numbers around basically an invisible decimal point, beginning with the ones position. All of the ones were lined up together, the tens were going to be combined with the tens, and the hundreds with any hundreds. And it brings back the idea of the core idea of adding. You're combining like things. Alright, let's look at some adding of rational numbers. If we take something to the effect of this, 4.61 plus 3.7 plus 8.4. Now, this is going to be just a slight extension from adding with the whole numbers. So of course what we would do is we would columnize these rational numbers. And we would columnize them around the decimal point. So then the hundreds are combined with the hundreds. We can annex zeros here and think of the hundreds being combined. Combine the tenths with the tenths. So we got 6 tenths and 7 tenths is 13, 17. And we carry the group of 10 tenths. And in the ones position we got 1 plus 4 is 5, 8, 16. But again, it comes back to the essence of adding. We're combining things that are alike, that are the same. Alright, let's look at doing an addition of rational numbers which involve fractions. Okay, so here we've got negative 2/3 combined with positive 7/8. Now if we go back to the core idea, we can only combine things that are alike. Now here we have our denominator and our numerator, and it's the denominator that defines the part or the piece that we're combining, or the pieces. So here we've got negative 2/3 combined with positive 7/8. So we've got to get a common size part for thirds and eighths, and that common size part would be 24ths. So in order to do that symbolically, what I do is I take and I multiply this rational number by 8/8, which is just really another form of 1. So I'm altering its form, but I'm not altering its value. So I get negative 16/24. Over here, to get the common size part, which is 24ths, I have to multiply it by 3/3. And I get 21/24. Again, 3/3 is just another form of 1. So I'm not changing the value, I'm simply changing it into an equivalent fraction. And at this point now I can combine negative 16/24 with 21/24 and get a positive 5/24.